Jägermeister has become synonymous with college parties thanks to the iconic Jagerbomb. But the journey of the bold, spicy German liqueur in its signature green bottle has a fascinating history. One that stretches all the way from Germany to becoming the drink of choice for unforgettable nights out with friends. And let's just say, not everything about it goes down smooth. The year was 1878, and the place was the extremely German city of Wolfenbüttel. Back then, Wolfenbüttel was home to a bustling mining industry. Local miners used a process called fire setting to warm stone, usually rock salt or potash, until it cracked. Then cooled it down with vinegar before extracting it. Naturally, these miners had a need for vinegar that outpaced their local supply. That's when Wilhelm Mast stepped in to meet the demand. Wilhelm Mast moved to Wolfenbüttel in the 1870s and opened his own vinegar production plant, serving the miners' growing demand. His business was an instant success, and as the company grew, Mast expanded into wine production as well. By the early 1900s, however, business began to slow, and Mast's company faced mounting debt. When Wilhelm died in 1918, his son, Kurt Mast, took over the family business. Kurt Mast knew things had to change to keep the business afloat. So, he halted all vinegar production and decided to focus solely on winemaking. He also began experimenting with creating his own liqueur to give his company something extra. After years of trial and error, he perfected a recipe using 56 natural herbs and spices, including ginger, cardamom, star anise, and licorice root. He called it Jägermeister, which translates to Huntmaster. Jägermeister's label features the St. Hubertus stag, a mythical creature adorned with a radiant cross between its antlers. This stag is tied to a legend where a hunter, after a divine encounter, was converted to Christianity and became known as the patron saint of huntsmen. For a drink named Huntmaster, the St. Hubertus stag made the perfect mascot. Jägermeister's distinct green bottle was the result of serious scientific research. Kurt Mast smashed hundreds of bottles onto his oak floor, and he picked up the only one that didn't break on impact. After that, he filled it, slapped a label on it, and sealed the deal with his iconic green bottle. In 1934, the same year Hitler came to power, Hermann Göring became Reichsjägermeister, or Imperial Hunt Master. As head of Germany's biggest hunting society, Göring's association with hunting gave Jägermeister a unique connection to the Nazi regime. Jägermeister soon earned the nickname Göring-Schnaps, which was not exactly flattering. Despite its controversial association, Jägermeister began gaining popularity in Germany for its medicinal benefits. It was commonly used as a digestif, a post-dinner drink meant to aid digestion. It was also kept on hand for other ailments, stomach aches, colds, or even hangovers. Drink some Jägermeister, they said, because it was good for whatever ailed you. After World War II, Sidney Frank moved to the U.S. and later founded his own liquor company. In the 1970s, while at a bar in New York, he stumbled upon Jägermeister and was hooked. He loved its distinct taste, which reminded him of root beer, black licorice, and Vicks Formula 44. Sidney Frank saw potential in Jägermeister and soon began importing it to the East Coast. At first, Sidney Frank only secured distribution rights for the East Coast, from Maryland to Florida, the prime summer vacation route. But as other suppliers struggled, Frank stepped in and gradually took over distribution rights for the entire country. By the 1980s, Jägermeister was starting to make waves in American college towns, thanks in part to its growing popularity in Louisiana. In 1985, an article in the Baton Rouge Advocate highlighted Jägermeister's growing popularity among college students in Louisiana. The drink had become a quirky go-to, with rumors swirling about its mysterious ingredients. Seeing an opportunity, Sidney Frank distributed photocopies of this article to bars all over New Orleans. And soon, Jägermeister was everywhere in college towns across America. As Jägermeister's popularity grew, the Jagerbomb was born. While it's unclear who exactly invented it, the drink quickly became a staple in college parties across the U.S. Jägermeister's brand surged thanks to this new, energetic cocktail. Though the company never officially endorsed the Jagerbomb, its rise undeniably contributed to the drink's widespread success. As the years passed and new competitors like Fireball gained traction, Jägermeister needed to pivot. The company started targeting a more upscale audience, moving away from its youthful party image. In 2015, Jägermeister bought the Sidney Frank Importing Company, giving them full control over U.S. distribution. They used this acquisition to push the brand into more refined markets. In the mid-2010s, Jägermeister noticed the Milwaukee Bucks' new logo looked remarkably similar to their iconic stag. They quickly filed a formal notice of opposition to the Bucks logo. But just days later, Jägermeister announced they were working with the team on a new partnership, launching the Be the Meister campaign and introducing Jägermeister Manifest, a super premium version of the liqueur. To continue expanding their reach, Jägermeister developed new products like Jägermeister Cold Brew Coffee, which combined the caffeine of a Jagerbomb with a more refined coffee flavor. They also introduced Jägermeister Scharf, a spicier version with a hot ginger taste, catering to a broader range of drinkers. Jägermeister's evolution from a modest German herbal liqueur to a global party icon is nothing short of legendary. From its roots in 1878 to becoming a household name, its story is as distinctive and intriguing as the drink itself. What are your thoughts on Jägermeister? We'd love to hear from you in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Jägermeister's rich history, be sure to like, subscribe, and check out more of our weird history videos.